BSN Murthy sir is here with us. So sir will discuss with us about a few topics which are helpful for us in our daily life. So before starting, request all of you to switch on your videos. Turn on your videos, please. Many of you have turned off your videos. All the children, please turn on your videos. Request Murthy sir to please continue. Thank you.
My pranams to the Holy Trio, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Mata Sharda Devi, and then Swami Vivekananda. And I wish all the Holy Trio will bless you all children and your parents with safe, and you should stay healthy. Now today my topic I am going to discuss with you is the most important topic, that is time management. Okay, time is something that is, time management is nothing but it is life management. If you can manage your time well, you can manage your life also well. Because generally it so happens with your age group, your 8th and 9th, 10th classes, you waste a lot of time, right? I'll tell you how also. Right? Now, as far as time is concerned, it is given equally to everyone. Swami Vivekananda got the same 24 hours. Mahatma Gandhi got all the same 24 hours. Narendra Modi is getting the same 24 hours, and our KCR is also getting the same 24 hours. Thing is, God did not discriminate. As far as great people are concerned, He did not give 25 hours for them. Everyone got the same 24 hours. Everyone. They have become great. We are still trying to become great. So what is the secret behind the people becoming great, even though they are given the same 24 hours of time? That is what, we need to understand and also imbibe in our daily routine so that things will be different. If you take this very famous quotation of Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. What is this? Arise and awake. If you go through the dictionary, almost the arise and awake, the same meaning is the same. But why did he say arise and awake? One important thing is arise is for your body, awake is for your mind. Mind and body should sync together and then go together. Otherwise, there is a problem. Now, if you look at things, suppose you're supposed to get up in the morning, maybe at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever the time may be. If it is 5 o'clock, you program an alarm. That is what you do. Instantly, you cannot get up at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, the alarm rings because it is man-made. Whatever instructions we give, it will definitely follow. So, alarm rings. What happens with you? Will you get up? No. Generally, what happens with you is 5 o'clock, the alarm rings, but there is something called a snooze in it. Right? You try to bang on the snooze so that you get another 5 or 10 minutes. Right? I'll tell you what exactly happens when it is, when the alarm rings at 5 o'clock. Exactly at 5 o'clock when the alarm rings, your mind will say, come on, get up. But your body will say, arey, tire me, wait for some time. Right? And then you use the snooze button. You bang on the snooze button. That gives you another 5 or 10 minutes. After 5 or 10 minutes, again the alarm rings. Again what happens? Again your mind says, come on, get up. And your body says, please wait. I told you now, wait for some time. Again you use the snooze button. It goes on. And maybe at around 6 o'clock or so, your mother or father will kick you and then you get up. Does it happen with you? Yes, I know. It happens with most of you. This is just because there is no synchronization between your mind and your body. Mind and body should travel like rail ki patri. What happens if the difference in the distance between both the tracks of a train differs? There will be derailment. So what is derailing here? Your life is getting derailed here. So that synchronization should be there so that you can reach the goal. What is that goal? What is that you have set for yourself? What is the dream? Why are we living? What is the purpose of our life? That purpose is such an important aspect. I'll tell you one story as far as purpose is concerned, and then we'll go into time management aspects. Right? Because, purpose is such an important thing. Unless you lock your purpose, all these things will not happen. There was a dog. This dog was running. You know what happens when a dog runs? One more dog was running. 10 more dogs. 20 dogs. 30 dogs. 40 dogs. 100 dogs are running. The first dog went from one village to other, one village to other, one village to other. All the 99 dogs are following the first dog. The first dog, slowly, it went into a forest. And then it took a U-turn and then started coming back. Then the 100th dog asked the first dog, "Kaiku bagra re, why are you running?" Then the first dog said, "I was chasing a rabbit." So what did you understand from this? Only first dog had a purpose. Rest of the 99 dogs did not have a purpose. Gorrelamanda, they're just going on. So that purpose is important. Again what happened? Again the 100th dog asked the first dog, "Did you get it? Mila kya? Durkinda?" Then the first dog said, "No, I did not get it." "How can it be? You were running first. We are 99 behind you. You are first. And then you did not get it. How come you did not get it?" Then the first dog gave a very powerful reply. You know what it said? "If I get it, it is one meal for me. But for the rabbit, it is life. The purpose of the rabbit is stronger than my purpose. That is the reason why it emerged as a winner today." So try to understand. That is how, that should be the purpose. That strong should be your purpose. When your purpose is strong, then everything will happen. This purpose, you got to lock. What is your purpose? What is that you got to achieve? If you're in 8th class, you have to pass through the 8th class or the 9th class or the 10th class. Now, your immediate aim is to pass through the present class that you're studying in. Now, how can you do that? You got to set goals for that. And then try to understand what it is. Plan yourself and then go. Let us see what exactly happens. Using time effectively, right? You know about efficiency. Output should be more than input. That is the basic meaning of an efficiency. If you have to be effective, you got to utilize time properly. If you look at time, there's a problem looking at time because, when you say it is 24 hours, a day consists of 24 hours. That's all. If you see it, that figure 24 is very, very small figure. Don't look at a day with that particular small figure. 24, you multiply it by 60. What do you get? 1440 minutes. Little bigger than that. Now, if you multiply this 1440 into 60, because every minute has 60 seconds, it comes to 86,400 seconds. Now, how are you managing this 86,400 seconds? That's an important thing, right? Don't look at it as 24 hours, right? 86,400 seconds. What I feel is I consider this 86,400 as opportunities for me. It is not just, seconds for me. They are opportunities. So many opportunities God gives you. He gives you a sack in the morning as soon as you get up, whether you pray or not. He gives you that. He has given the same to all those great people who were born and then become great in this country. The thing is, most important thing is, you got to recognize that as opportunities. When you recognize that as opportunities, even if you take 2 or 3 in that, your life will change. So here, what I'm trying to tell you is, break that 24 hours and then see how you can best utilize those 24 hours, right? So if you look at ingredients or the techniques to manage time, we have 24 hours or 86,400 or maybe seconds or opportunities, as I told you. First thing that you got to do is you got to set goals. What is goal setting? You should understand where you're going. What should be my life in the next 2 years to come, in the next 5 years to come, in the next 10 years to come, 15 years to come, 20, 25, 30. Because you must be 13 or 14-year-old. You still have around 87 years to go. You will live for 100 years. That is what researchers are saying. Your generation is going to live for 100 years. So another 87 years, you got to plan now. Whatever you are planning in this 5 years, if your planning is perfect as far as this 5 years is concerned, you can live happily for the next 85 or 87 years. But if your planning is wrong in this particular 4 or 5 years, it is going to spoil the next 85, 87 years. So if you want to live happily for the next 87 years, you got to do the right planning with all the seriousness. With all the seriousness. What is that seriousness? Set your goals. Goals should be of 3 types. Short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. What is short-term goal? What is that I have to do today? What is that I have to do in this week? What is that I have to do in this month? What is mid-term goals? What is that I have to do in the next 1 year, next 2 years, next 3 years? Long-term goals is for the next 10, 20, 15, 20, 25. Because you might have decided already what is that you want to become in life. If not, career counseling will help you. According to your interests, you decide. According to your interests, you're interested in science, choose a line that is, that will suit you. Because when you're passionate about any subject, you got to choose your career also in that particular area only. So that, you can happily do it, or if you have that passion, you love doing that work on a day-to-day basis. So goal setting is important. Set these goals. Set a goal for today. Set a goal for the next 1 week. Set a goal for this month. The lockdown is extended. It's a blessing in disguise for all of us. It's a blessing in disguise. I was sharing this story yesterday. Mahabharata, you must be seeing Mahabharata in TV. 13 years, 12 years of exile, 1 year of Ajñātavāsam. Aranyavasam of 12 years. You know what these Pandavas did? They took it as a blessing in disguise. It was an opportunity for them. Right? What they did, all the 5 brothers, they went into the forest. They visited Munis, ashrams, where rishis and Munis are doing their tapas. They met them, and then they acquired a lot of knowledge, lot of wisdom, and lot of skills as far as archery is concerned. Different aspects are concerned. These 12 years, they have utilized that, and then they developed their skill. Because of that skill development, which they did for 12 years, they were successful in Kurukshetra Yuddham. So try to understand. Utilize this time. Yesterday, our CM announced for another, that till 29th, the lockdown is extended. Anyway, for you all, it is summer vacation. How best you can utilize this summer vacation is the most important aspect. Utilize it in a better way. Utilize it in developing skills. Utilize every second, every minute, every hour of these particular days. If you take your examinations part, examinations are way away, maybe in February or March. But what is goal setting? Your goal setting is you got to prepare for your exams this year, which are going to be conducted in the first week of March or maybe last week of February of 2021. How many months are left now? You have around 11 months left. On an average, if you take 30 days, 11 into 30, it comes to how many? Almost 330 days, right? Now, 330 days, you divide it by number of subjects you have. Further divide that figure with the number of chapters you have in each chapter. Then you will understand how much of time I am left out now per chapter. That is how you got to set goals. You got my point? You got my calculation? You have 11 months to go for your examinations. That is in March 2021. Right? Now, 11 months, how many days each month has? You take average as 30. 11 into 30, you have 330 days to go for your exams. right? Now divide this 330 by the number of subjects you have, 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it may be. Then you get a figure there. That figure you further divide it by the average number of chapters you have in each subject. You get the number of hours or number of days you are left out for each chapter. Then you see how much of time you are using for preparation of your or study time, whether it is 3 hours per day, 4 hours per day, or 5 hours per day. So accordingly, you decide that per chapter, I have so many days to go. This is called as setting goals. You set goals. Time should be divided, and then you have to do a beautiful planning for this, right? And then most important after that is setting a daily routine. Fine, we are setting for the entire year we have spoken about. Then we have to discuss about a month and a week, and then come to a day. Now, as far as day is concerned, how many hours you have? You have 24 hours, right? Now, out of these 24 hours, 8 hours, what happens to you? 8 hours, you use it. 7 to 8 hours, you use it for sleeping, taking rest. It is 7 to 8 hours for your age. Don't sleep for more than 7.5 hours. Max is that. If you're sleeping more than that, you're becoming lazy, right? Don't become lazy. 7 hours or maximum 7.5 hours for your age is the right time for sleep. Okay, fine. If you're not healthy or if you're suffering from something, then take half an hour more. Max is 8 is the limit there. Beyond 8, it will improve your laziness, not your cleverness. Alertness will not improve. You will be improving your laziness. Never do that. Okay. So what is important here is 8 hours you're allocating for what? For sleeping, for taking rest. Then rest of the things, you are left with how many? 16 hours. 24 minus 8 is 16. So what are you going to do with the 16 hours? Important aspect. Out of this 16 hours, again, take away another 8 hours or maybe 7 hours, right? For what? For having bath, for eating, for playing, for watching TV, for your social media, or whatever things that you're doing, allocate that 8 hours for that, right? Now, what is left out? 8 hours for sleeping, 8 hours for this daily course. Then you got another 8 hours. You know what you have to do with these 8 hours? Now, see, these 8 hours can be properly utilized for your planning and then study time, right? Improve the study time. You can start off now itself, right? I am saying in that second 8 hours I am talking to you, you can utilize that second 8 hours for your entertainment also. You want to watch TV for some time, fine, watch TV. But have that limit. How much time I'm going to watch TV per day? Now that it is vacation, I'll have 1 hour for that or 2 hours for that. But check how much you are doing it, because you got to decide for yourself. I cannot suggest you how much time, how much entertainment you require per day. You got to decide for yourself. And then allocate that time for playing, for physical exercise, for all those things. That second 8 hours you utilize for that. And then the next 8 hours that is there for you, do the planning. As I told you, 11 months, you have so many days. So now you have allocated, per chapter, you have allocated so many hours. Now, as far as that allocation is concerned, now you distribute that in the day. You have to check your weaker subjects and stronger subjects. Some of you are good in mathematics. Some of you are, weak in social studies or maybe science, or maybe languages sometimes. So you have to do the planning in such a way that, you allocate more time in this 8 hours per day for that subject that you're weak in. And then lesser time for that subject or chapter that you are strong in. Accordingly, you got to utilize this time so that, it will be helpful for you to, really see that, that particular time that you're left out with, minimum 8 hours. If you can take out 10 hours, it is good. One more thing is, some people will say, yes, sir, 8 hours, I've been studying for 8 hours. I don't believe in that. You cannot study for 8 hours continuously, because human attention span is not more than 15 to 20 minutes. You can focus on anything for 15 or 20 minutes only. Now, 15 to 20 minutes when you are studying, give a gap of just 5 minutes. For that 5 minutes, you decide for yourself whether you want to dance for some time, whether you want to sing a song for some time, or play with your parents or siblings, or whatever. You decide for that. And then after 5 minutes, you got to come back again. So just take 30 minutes and a 5 minutes gap, 30 minutes and a 5 minute gap. Accordingly, you utilize these 8 hours for that. It may be in the morning, it may be in the afternoon, it may be in the evening. But in that 24 hours, you got to allocate this, and then that planning you got to do. Prepare a nice good chart, timing, and then the task that you're going to perform. Accordingly, you paste the chart in before your study table or in your study room, and then follow that. Your commitment is such an important thing. People will write. Generally, it so happens that on the New Year's Day, you write lot of resolutions. I am going to do this and do that. But most of the times you fail, right? On the 5th of January or 6th of January itself, half of them will go off. It is the commitment with which you are starting. That commitment is important. If you start with that commitment, and then every day, motivate yourself, because that is what I have to reach. After the next 25 or 30 years, I want to become best of an engineer, best of a doctor, best of a chartered accountant, or whatever it is, whatever dream that you have for yourself, whatever ultimate destination that you have for yourself, that keep yourself reminding about that, and then start working on a day-to-day basis. This planning is important. That plan is very, very effective plan. It should be a very, very effective plan. If you fail to plan, you are actually planning to fail. A beautiful quotation here. If you fail to plan, you are failing, you are planning to fail. If you don't have a proper plan for yourself, definitely it is difficult for you to really manage the time. And time management is life management, I repeat again. If you can effectively manage your 24 hours or 40 minutes or 86,400 seconds that are available for you, God is giving you every day morning. Accordingly, if you can best utilize this 86,400 seconds or opportunities, definitely things will be different for you. You'll be altogether, the change will come in. Morning, you got to get up. You got to get up early. Suppose you say that you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. What happens if you are generally getting up at 7 o'clock? If you start getting up at 5 o'clock, what happens? You're getting 2 hours. What will you do with the 2 hours? Use it for skill development. Use it to change yourself. In my life, one quotation changed my life. Today is the first day for the rest of my life. Gatam gataha. What has happened in the past, gone. Leave it. Focus on what is going to happen from today, from this moment onwards, and then start planning from that. I was doing all sorts of useless things till now. Leave them and then start from today to this moment onward. I want a different life altogether. Let me utilize the 24 hours that are given by God to me in the best way to become a better person, a better personality, a positive personality. This is how you have to plan effectively. Because, if you can take out of the 24 hours we have, you're left with 24 hours. Every day you have 24 hours. Out of these 24 hours, I would suggest you allocate 30 minutes for your planning. Every day, this 30 minutes should be left out for your planning. When you do the planning for the entire, in this 30 minutes, for the rest of the 23 and a half minutes, 24 minus 30 minutes, 23 and a half hours, if you plan for that, you have all the 23 and a half hours under your control. When time is under your control, nothing is impossible for you. You can do anything. You can make impossible things possible also when you have control on your time. Control on your time can be done only through proper planning of every second that you have. So what you do is allocate 30 minutes for a review. What will you do in this 30 minutes? You can do it early in the morning, or you can do it at the end of the day. You got to review your day. Go back and then see what happened with me. in this entire day? What did I do in the morning? What did I do in the afternoon? What did I do in the evening? And did I do all useful things or useless things? What is useful? I'm not saying TV watching is useless, but how much of TV watching is required for you, that you got to decide for yourself. You're grown up. You're not an LKG student now. You're grown up, so you know how much time you require to watch TV or play or whatever. You decide for yourself how much of time you require as far as that is concerned. And then see that 30 minutes. What you can do is, I will give you further breakup of this 30 minutes also. First 10 minutes, go back and then check what did you do from morning to evening or yesterday. When you're doing this planning in the morning, you can talk about yesterday. When you're doing this planning in the evening or late in the evening when you're going to bed, you can explore about the day. If you're doing on the next day, you talk about yesterday. So you are going to check, or you can make a note of all those things, right? I'll give you a plan for that. Now, 10 minutes, you focus on what you have done in the entire day yesterday, right? And then for the next 10 minutes, you just check what all useless things you have done, what are useful things you have done, what time you have wasted in the entire day. Now, second 10 minutes, what you do is you draw a plan for today. These are the things that I'm going to do today. But when you are planning for today, bear in mind the things that you failed yesterday. Suppose you have assigned a task for yourself, but you could achieve only 10% or 20% or 50% or 60%, right? So what was the problem? Why you did not achieve that 100%? You assigned a task, but you did not achieve the task 100%. What was the reason behind it? Go and then do a post-mortem of that. Do a review, critical review of why that particular task you have assigned for yourself did not happen 100% yesterday. Now, go back and then try to understand that. Is that task beyond your capabilities? Then, if it is beyond your capabilities, when you are planning a similar task today, see that, you have a check on then, why did you fail? If it is beyond your capabilities, then reduce that particular task today, right? And accordingly, you do that. In the second 10 minutes, you're doing the planning for today, okay? Now then, you have another 10 minutes time, right? Out of the 30 minutes, you pray. God, give me enough strength. Pray to yourself. Go and then ask your inner strength that is there inside you. Then say that I am going to implement this by any cost. I am going to do it. That commitment, that motivation that is required. 10 minutes, do meditation. And then the 31st minute, action should start without any hesitations. Lot of hurdles will be there. Problems will be there. Problems are very, very common. Problems must be there for everyone. If you go and then check the autobiographies of all the national, international figures or leaders, you know what they had. The gist of the saramsham of all that autobiographies is very simple. Whoever had highest number of problems has become greatest person in this world. Whoever had highest number of problems has become greatest person in this world. So problems must be there. Everyday problems must be there. Instead of praying God, I don't want problems, you reverse that prayer and then say, God, I want more problems. Why? Because your nursery was a problem, you solved it. Your LKG was a problem, you solved it. Your UKG was a problem, you solved it. You are a problem solver and the problem solving ability is there in your blood. So you need not worry about that. You are a problem solver. So take more problems. If you go into the past and then check, what was your life before solving the problem and after solving the problem? You have taken one progressive step. So here, problems must be there. Don't be scared of problems. Problems must be there. Take up challenges. Bigger the challenge, bigger the risk that you're taking, and then bigger, you're learning more from that bigger challenge. So it's a learning process. Problems must be there. Problems will be there. Okay. So here, planning effectively. One more important thing is, if you have your paper and pen, you can write down, or just remember and then try this. As soon as this session is over, you can try this, right? Take an A4 sheet paper and then put 4 columns in it, right? First column, from. Second column, the heading is to. Third column, task performed. And fourth column, remarks column. Okay. Now what you do is, in the first column, suppose you got up at 6 o'clock today. From, you write 6 o'clock there. To 6:15, only 15 minutes, right? And the third column, task performed. What is that you're writing in that task performed column? You have to write what is the task that you performed between 6 o'clock and 6:15 a.m. Okay. Next row, 6:15 to 6:30, task performed. Third row, 6:30 to 6:45, task performed. 6:45 to 7 o'clock, task performed. 7 to 7:15, task performed. Like that, what you do is, from the time you got up from bed, till the time you hit the bed in the night, right? So you have to have a 15-minute account of the entire task that you have performed, right from the time you got up till the time you go to bed. So what's happening here? You are trying to understand what you have done every 15 minutes from the time you got up till the time you hit the bed. Now there is one more column left out. I told 4 columns. First column is from, second column is to, third column is task performed, fourth column is remarks column. Now you go into the remarks column, and against each task you performed, suppose 6 o'clock to 6:15, I have done this. You have to ask yourself a question, whether this task that you performed from 6 o'clock to 6:15, is it useful for me, for my career, for my future or not? Okay. If you feel that it is useful for your career, useful for your future, then you put a tick in that remarks column against that 6 to 6:15 task. Okay. If it is not useful for your future at all, then put an into. Which will be more? Obviously, your intos will be more. I will challenge with you, you get 70% of useless things only. 70% intos, and then 30% will be ticks, that is useful things. So what is that you have to understand from this activity? This activity says that you are wasting 70% of your time. You got my point? So 70% of the time you're wasting, that implies that if you continue the same way, 70% of your life you're wasting. Because time management is life management. So here you bear this in mind and then try to understand, do this activity immediately as soon as this session is over, or today's session, whatever sessions you have after this, and try to make this and then try to understand, because you know, self-knowledge is the most important thing that you got to have. Where do I stand? I have to go. This is what I want to become in life. This is the purpose of my life. I have to go and then become the best of an engineer, best of a doctor, or whatever dreams you have for yourself. If I have to become that, what is that you are doing? Suppose, whatever it is, if it is best of an engineer, best of a doctor, or even if you want to become the president of India, maybe in the next 30 or 35 years to come, you got to do the planning. If I have to become the president of India in the next 35 years to come, what is that I have to do in the next 35 years, or in the next 34 years, or in the next 30 years, or in the next 20 years, or in the next 10 years, or this year, this 6 months, this 3 months, this month, this week, today, and now. There should be a connectivity between what you want to achieve after 30 or 35 years and whatever you are doing in your daily routine. If that connectivity is there, nothing is impossible. Whatever you dream for, you can achieve that. So this connectivity should be there with every task that you're performing on your daily routine. If you have a control on your daily routine, you can do wonders with yourself. Plan properly. Perfect planning is most important aspect. And then setting your priorities. Problem is this. Priorities are what? Important. There are some things that are very important for you. Some things that are urgent for you. Which is important and which is urgent? There is a problem. before you decide which is important and which is urgent. There are urgent things, there are important things. So what you do is, next activity I'll give you is, take one more A4 sheet paper, right? And then put a horizontal line and a vertical line. One vertical line in the middle of the page, one horizontal line in the middle of the page. What happens? You get 4 quadrants, right? The first quadrant, you name it as important and urgent. First quadrant, important and urgent. The left side, top, first quadrant, right? Right side, top, it is not urgent, but important. Okay? Not urgent, but important. Now come down, the bottom 2. Bottom left, not important, but urgent. Okay? And then the corner 1, right bottom, not urgent, not important. Now in your daily routine, you have so many tasks you perform from morning to evening, right? Now what you do is, all these tasks, you grade them. Which is the task that is important and also urgent? You place that in the first quadrant. Okay? There are things that are not urgent, but they are important for you. Place them in the second quadrant, right side, top 1. Then there are things that are not important, but urgent. Place them in the third quadrant, left side, bottom quadrant. Okay? And then you have not important, not urgent. Place them in the right bottom, quadrant. Now you will understand which are important for you, which are not important for you. Now important, urgent that are there in the first quadrant have to be given priority number 1. You got to do it on priority. Now, don't postpone them. There's the habit of postponement will be there in your age. ठीक है, कल कर लेंगे. Okay, I will do it later. Never do that. Tomorrow's work today, today's task now. So DIN, do it now, should be the concept. And whatever you do, I want to do it now, that's all. So whatever you have to do tomorrow, you do it today itself. Whatever you have to do today, do it now. Complete it first. So you got to, what you're doing exactly with this exercise is, you are prioritizing the things, the tasks that you have in your routine, in your daily routine. When you're prioritizing, you will understand which is important, which is urgent, which is not urgent, but important, which is not important, not urgent, like that. Task like this, if you take today's task, you have to prepare for something today itself. So that comes under today's task, that comes under important and urgent. I have to finish it off now itself. So it has to be done on a priority basis. So I will complete it now. That should be the task. There are some things, maybe maths practice or something like that, which you can do later. Once you finish off this important or urgent task, you go to the next priority should be given to those things which are not urgent, but they're important. You have to do it. So later in the day, you can do those things. Once you finish off the first priority items, go to the second priority item. So the third priority, not important, but urgent. Facebook friend is asking something, right? Suppose if you don't put a like for that, or if you don't comment, the friend will get offended. Your friendship will be lost and all these things. A friend in need is a friend indeed. The friend who is coming in your way towards your destination, when you're walking towards your destination, if a friend becomes an obstacle for that, he is not a friend at all. Try to define this friendship. You should not, you got to be selfish initially to become selfless later. Once you stand on your feet, then you can become selfless and help others. But first, it is your marks, it is your everything that is important for you. Your grades, your class, your promotion to the next class is important for you. So become selfish. Later on, I'm not saying that you got to cut friendship, but friendship should be there to whatever extent it should be there. So you decide for yourself how much of friendship is required for you, right? Your career, your future, your ultimate destination of your life is the most important aspect for you. So prioritize that. Then you have a lot of things. likes in Facebook, your social media, is it required or not? Your TV watching, is it required or not? You got to question yourself. There's several things that you do from morning to evening. Is it required or not? These are all things that are not important but urgent, because you think that your friend might get offended or something like that. There are other things, unwanted calls you get, social media browsing, a lot of things, your PUBGs and all those things, all this come under not important, not urgent, right? Lot of things that you do. You go for video games and all those things. Instead of that, watch channels of science and all those things. A lot of channels are there, Doordarshan. Those channels will give you a lot of knowledge. Have fun, have entertainment. I'm not saying that how much of entertainment that is required. You're at home now. What can you do? What entertainments are? I'm unable to go to a movie or whatever it is. You make a movie in your house itself. You make your father dance to the music. You make your mother dance to the music. Take a nice, good video that is better than your Junior NTR or Prabhas movie. That will be, that becomes a sweet memory lifelong. You will keep that video lifelong. Make them dance. You also dance along with them. That is entertainment, I'm telling you. Fix up that time for yourself. Do some gardening. Do some cooking along with your father or mother. Do cook. Try YouTube and then try to make some new dish. That's an achievement. When you do that and people appreciate, you get a lot of satisfaction. That is entertainment today, because you cannot go out. You cannot meet friends. All these things are there. Don't put your mobile in your ear and then keep on talking for hours together. There is no fun in it. Enjoy with your family members. Your father is at home, mother is at home. Make them dance. You also dance along with them. Your brothers, your sisters, involve everyone and utilize that. So here, the prioritization is the most important thing. If you can prioritize properly, your 24 hours will be under your control. Bring that 24 hours under your control, you can do wonders with yourself, right? This is actually important as far as every human being. This is one very important thing I'm repeating again and again. Nobody is given extra time. The brilliant student whom you feel that he is very brilliant, she is very brilliant, he is also given this 24 hours only. You are also given the same 24 hours. Why he or she is brilliant? God has given intelligence also equally to everyone. The thing is, you got to utilize it. The best thing that you can do is best utilize the things that are given to you. God has given 3 things to everyone. One is your hardware, that's your body. Second is your software, that's your mind. These 2 run with electricity, that is nothing but intelligence. These 3 are given free to everyone. It is not that God discriminated and he has given more to someone, less to someone, nothing of that sort. He has given everyone equally. Take up these 3 and then best utilize these 3, you can do wonders. That's it. That's the secret. So best utilization of whatever you have. Don't ever feel that I don't have. Nothing of that sort. Everything that you have. If you can best utilize everything that you have, you can do wonders with yourself. So I again repeat, 24 hours, break that into 3 parts. The first part is the first 8 hours to sleep. Sleep for the 7 or 8 hours. 7 to 7.5 is okay with you, but 8 is the maximum limit. Don't go beyond that, right? 8th, 9th, fine. 10th class, you should sleep for 7 hours only, right? 7 to 7.5 based on your health and capacity as far as you're concerned. Then the next 8 hours for all your daily chores. Do everything. You're gardening in that, you're cooking in that, you're dancing with your parents in that, your entertainment in that, your TV watching in that. 8 hours. But come what may, the third bit of 8 hours, you must utilize it for your academics, right? You can have some co-curricular activities also in that, related to your subject, related to your academics. You can accommodate those things in that 8 hours. And as I said, don't continuously eat for hours together. Every half an hour, after 30 minutes, give a break of 5 minutes. But come back after 5 minutes, right? Again start, take half an hour, then give a break of 5 minutes. Like that, you utilize these 8 hours, and then you can do wonders with yourself. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you, right? You know, if you look at life, one very important thing I want to tell you from Swami Vivekananda's life. You know, Swami Vivekananda, his guru was Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. By the time he got realization of what is life and all those things, he was 30-year-old. At the age of 30, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa guided him, and then Swami Vivekananda got to understand what life is at the age of 30. Now, after this, at the age of 31, he started preaching people, telling people about how great India is, how great Hinduism is, how great several things are. And then he started reminding the youth of India that you have a lot of enormous amount of potential within you. If you manifest that potential, we can do wonders with this country. You know, he has written almost 9 volumes. Each volume was 700 pages. You know, he lived only for 38.5 years. 30, at the age of 30, he got his realization from his guru, and he had only 8.5 years. In that 8.5 years, he has written 9 volumes. Each volume is 700 pages. And also in that 8 years, he has written 700 letters to different people, different monks or different friends of him. And that, he said, this particular knowledge is whatever I have given will be useful for the next 1500 years. Time is very short for him. He lived only for 38.5 years. Adi Shankaracharya also lived for 38.5 years. And even Jesus Christ lived for the same. Try to understand, age is not the matter, but what you achieved is the most important aspect. This, we have to take inspiration from all these people. And then whatever they have done, great things they have done, we got to, imbibe ourselves with all those important things that they have left for us, and then become great. Okay, this is what I wanted to tell. Time wasters and then time savers is one very important aspect here, which you need to understand. Whichever are things that are useful for your life, for your career, for your future, are time savers. Which are not useful for your life or for your future or for your career are time wasters. Now you got to have a discrimination. List out all those time wasters and then time. As I told you, the exercise of the 4 columns, you will understand which are time wasters, which are time savers for you in your life. Based on that, you decide. Time savers, you got to continue doing it. But time wasters, you have to cut off all those time wasters from your daily routine and then go ahead doing things. Right? So this is what I wanted to tell you as far as time management is concerned. So utilize time effectively and then become great people in build up better personalities for yourself. Okay, better personality is a positive personality, because personality is of 2 types. One is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is a personality. Osama bin Laden is also a personality. But what is the difference between these two? One is a positive personality, one is a negative personality. You want to become great, you have to develop yourself into a positive personality. So positive personality, life management is important. Life management is nothing but time management. Your 24 hours are important. Utilize every bit, every second of the 24 hours from today onwards. Don't think about the past. Past is gone. Gone is gone. Gatam gataha. From today, from this point, from this moment onwards, let you all have a different life altogether, which will progressively go, and then you all should reach your destination in life. That's it from me. Now we have another 10 minutes time to take questions. If you have any questions, please ask me. I will clarify to you. Deepti, I think you're online.
Yes, sir.
We can take questions.
So, request. Sorry. Children, any one of you have any doubts, you can raise it to sir. You can raise your hand. I'll unmute you. You can raise your hands if you have any doubts or you want to interact with sir. I'll unmute you and you can interact with sir. I see no hands raising up. Avyay, see, you want to ask any question?
No, ma'am, I don't have doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, you can ask.
Nafisa Anjum.
What is your doubt?
Nafisa Anjum, you have any doubt? Yes, Nafisa Anjum, you can ask.
Yes, Nafisa, you can ask.
Vijaya Kala, you have a doubt? You raised your hand. You can ask sir. Vijay Kala 8D. You can ask sir. I have unmuted you. Vijay Kala.
Vijay Kala, I think you can switch on the video. Okay. Dipti, just check if anyone is interested.
Yes, if anyone else is interested, please raise your hand. So no one is raising their hands. So
Okay.
you can just guide them like, or you can.
Okay. So
Just
we'll
give your
close the session. Before closing, I once again repeat, 24 hours, best utilize this 24 hours. That is, 24 hours is not, don't look at it as 24 hours. Look at it as 1440 minutes or 86,400 seconds, and then best utilize it. Because, if your 24 hours are under your control, you can do wonders with your life. Okay. So make that 30-minute planning every day so that the rest of the 23.5 hours will be under your control. If you have time under your control, you will have life under your control and you can do wonders with your life. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your patience listening. All the best, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
So I think Gnanahasini has a doubt. I am unmuting her. Yes, Gnanahasini, you can ask.
Sir, can you repeat the table, sir?
I didn't get you.
Can you repeat the table, sir?
The table you want. Okay. Table, first column, second column, third column, fourth column. Is that what you're asking for, or priority table you're asking for? Okay, I'll repeat both for you. Take a piece of paper, A4 sheet paper, and then put 4 columns in it. First column should be from. Second column, the heading is to. Third column, the heading is task performed. And the fourth column is remarks column. Okay. So you have to write 6 scripts. Okay. So you have 6 o'clock to 6:15. Write down the task performed. And then the remarks column, you got to check whether it is useful for you or not. Right? If it is useful, put a tick. If it is not useful, put an into button. That is as far as this is concerned. Okay. And the second important thing is the priority sheet I told you. In that, take a A4 sheet paper, put a horizontal line, put a vertical line, and then prioritize. The first column should be most important, most urgent, right? Second column on the right should be not urgent, but important. Then the bottom, the left column should be not important, but urgent. And the fourth column in the bottom right side is not important, not urgent. So prioritize all your daily chores as far as these four. And then the first column should be given top priority. Second column is second priority. You have to avoid the bottom column, both the columns, third and fourth columns, totally avoid them. Okay. I hope I answered. Deepti, shall we close? Is there anyone else with any questions? Deepti, are you online?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
We will conclude the session, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. All the very best to you.